Okay. Uh, at this video, we are going to talk about the networking. Networking 1 is one of the courses in IT majors. One of the important courses is IT. Okay, we had a few videos so far. See, if you want to make a small company, okay, and they give you a network address 193.11.50, is a dot in between 193.11.50.0, and then see you need this table. It's very important. What is this talks about is see, in a binary, 2 to the power of 1, you write it here, 2 to the power of 2 is 4, 2 to the power of 3 is 8, 2 to the power of 16 is, 2 to the power of 4 is 16, and so on. And then this is the number of the host. And then the second line, it talks about number of subnet. The subnet, this is a class A. Class A. I'm sorry, this is class C. It's class C. Okay, because class C, that we talked about the different classes we have. 4, 5 classes, we have A, B, C, D, and E. But C with the subnet mask is 255, 255, 255, 0. Okay, this is the subnet mask. You know what I mean? 255, we talked about in the binary, if you have this one here, 248, 248, 1248, in here, the 1248, 16, up to 128, and 1632, 64, is all of them 1, then it's 255. You add all this together, you see the number in binary, there are 8, 1. They're 8, 1. And these, if you add this 128 plus 64 plus 32 plus 16 plus 8 plus 4, we talked about it. These 250, that's why we have 250. Three of them, these are for the network. And this is for the host. I mean, the number of hosts is less than the number of network. Now, a company gives you wants you to, president of a company wants you to make subnets, and see, the reason we are going to talk about in detail that if it's a company say, hey, we need 4 subnet, this is subnet here, 4 subnet, and then you go to this way, the opposite side this way, and the number on the top of that is 64. So you have 4 subnet, and 64 hosts in each subnet. So if you add together, it's going to be 256. If you multiply together, it's going to be 256. So all of them, if you apply, multiply 2 by 128, 256, 8 by 32, 16 by 16 is 256, 32, and so on. So what you need to do, you write this one here. You say we need either one of them. Either they say we need 64, even less than that. Either we need 60. We need 60 hosts in each subnet. Okay. It means that there is a router here, and there are 4, interface. These are the networks. You want 4 of them. All of this connected to switch and computers or laptop, or other devices. So they need, we talk about this later, you know. That's the, see, the router is the way, is a gateway to get to the public internet, you know, to internet. See, oh, we have now, you know, just a local host, local network, you know, and let's solve this problem, you know. I mean, they ask you for, we want 60, for example. Or you say that you don't have 60 here, either 64 or 128 or 32. If over 32, you gotta use this one. So it's 60. Now you use this one. And so the number of subnet is gonna be 4. These are the needed, and provided is 64. Even sometimes they ask you, we need only 3 subnet, but because we don't have 3, you use 4 subnet. So you write these tables, okay? You write these tables and you draw a line here. You need 4 subnet, and there's 64 hosts in each subnet. So you draw a line. See, in the binary part of it, this is a binary part of it, you say that this line, it shows that the 128 plus 164 is going to be the 192. See, or 2 bits borrowed. If we say 2 bits borrowed, it means the same thing. So you draw a line, you see that actually the subnet mask, the custom subnet mask is going to be 255, 255, 255, and what? 128 plus 3, there are 2 of them here. If there are 3 of them here, you add this one to 224. This is 128 plus 160 plus 64 is going to be 192. So the subnet, the custom subnet mask is 192. Okay. Now you want to see what those subnet addresses, the broadcast addresses. What is it's going to be first host, you know. Suppose I said this one, like there are 50 computers here. You want to connect it to these computers to internet. They have their own subnet. So, and the other department has 20, and they want to connect to a router, you know, to, these are the subnet. There are 4 of them, for example. In a company, the sales department, accounting department, customer department, or you know, administrative department, all of them have some computers and they want to connect it. So they need 4. They need 4. See, I said that department is administration, sales, customer, and administration, employee. So they need 4 different subnet, all of them connected through the switch to a router. And so they can access the internet. So this is not the right, it doesn't show it because of the light. I will talk about it later. Okay, now what you do, you write the network address, it's given to you, you know, it's a given address was given to this company to create their own subnet and you know, the number of the hosts they need. So there we have 4 subnets. How did we get it? See, you start from 0. It's 193.11.50.0 is a network address. Now, for each network, subnet, for each subnet, you have 64 hosts. So for the first one, first, second, third, and fourth. Fourth, four subnets. Okay, so you add this to 0, the number of the hosts. Number of hosts is 64 here right now, but it was 32. You add 32 here, and then every 32 you add this until you get to 192. Until you get to 192. So you write here. What you do, you say, okay, let me erase this. It's going to be in the second network, it's going to be 64, and then twice another 64, and then another 64 is going to be 192. If you add 64 to this one, it's going to be 128, and the rest here, the rest 193, 11. I didn't write it, the same thing for this, So you have 4 subnet, and you want to see in each subnet there's 64 hosts, but the first one is go for a router, for the gateway, for the network. You want to connect it to the network, you use this one. And then the second one is 64. Okay, this one is going to go up to 62. It's going to go up to 62. Means the number of the hosts, the number of the computer connected to this network, it's going to be a maximum 62 computers. Oh. If you want to have more computers like 128, you got to use this one. Then you have 2 networks, then 2 subnet, but 128. It's 128. So the first host is 192.11.50.1, and the last host in this subnet, you say, like, they might ask you question that in the first subnet, what is going to be your last host? You write this table here. This is started from the point 1. The broadcast address is 63, and then just one number before that, 62. From 1 to 62, which is actually a start from point 2 to 62, is the host. The usable host is we said like 64 minus 2 is going to be 62, the usable host. So because one of them is used for this and this one. So there are 62 usable hosts. And then what you do, this is 0.64. The next, the address of the subnet of the second subnet start from 65. So this is 65. Start from 65, it goes on 127. This is number already one number less than this, because the next network is one number one. We add 1 to this to get this one, and then here we got 64 every time. We have 164 here, 264 is going to be 128, and 364. There are 4 subnets, and then all these you see 63 is less than this one, 127. The last address is the last one is for broadcast address. So I start from 65, the number of hosts, up to 26, because it's going to be less than this. So up to 126, actually, 193.11.5, 160.160, 126. So in the second network, we have from 0.65 to 126. It's going to be the number of the hosts in the second subnet. The same thing for this one. This is going to be 192. This is going to be 191, the address, network address, and this one is going to be point 129. We add 1 to this because this is the subnet ID, subnet, subnetwork, and we get this one point 190. And the same thing for here, 193 to 254, the last host, usable host, is going to be this one. So what you did, you said first we go through this one fast. In a class C we find a network address, this one, okay. Actually, these are going to be the IP numbers for the host. For the host, what it means, computers or any devices that you are going to connect it to a local network. In local network, you are going to connect it to public network, which is internet. So you say it. What you do when they ask you for give you a network address that they want for a subnet. You write this table, start. This is start from 2 to the power of 1, okay? 2 to the power of 2. These are, and did the opposite side. You say 2 to the power of 1 to the power of 2 to the power of 3 and just write the opposite of this one in this line, and then binary numbers is 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you see that when you draw the line, you need 4 subnet. You draw this rectangle. Means for subnet, every subnet has 64 hosts, and then you say there are, if you write it like this, it's going to be, well, I should. Well, you know what is this line means? It's a binary. You say that eight binaries, and each of them. The first one is 1 1, and then 0 0 0 0 0. 8 of them, 0 0 0. So this is the same thing. This is equal to what? 192, because 128 plus 64 is going to be 192. So you write the 192 here, the custom subnet mask 192, and you write this table, okay? You fill this table. You said the first one is the first subnet mask is this number 193.11.50, and the second one 64 to 192, and the first host is 193.11.50 and 1. The second subnet, the first host is 65, and the last host 126. This one, the third one is 129 to 190, and the same thing for the bottom. So you got an idea how these things work, because before this one we had another 8, 3 of them here, 255, and then 192. Means all of them 1. Okay, these are all 255. Add this number together, you get 255. So actually, this is like this. This is like this now. Subnet mask. There are 8 bytes of them are 1. There. So actually, this is gonna be the subnet mask of this is gonna be 24 plus 2, 20. There are 26. There are 26 ones here, and all those subnet IP address you find that has the 26 in Cedar notation. So sometimes you need to have more than, like a very big company wants to in every uh, in every subnet they want you to have like like 4,000, 2,000. There are 2,000 computer connected to the switch or a few switch, whatever, and then you want to have the like 2,000 hosts in every subnet. Then you have to use class B. Class B. Class B is actually, let's write this. Let's start from 2.8, 2.9, 2.10, 2.11, 2.12, 2.13, 2.14, 2.15, 2.16. See, we write the same thing here, which we talked about it here. It's like up to 256, 212. It was. See, this is 128, as you know, and this is 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2. 2 to the power of 1 is 2. And then you add 2 to the power of 9. Put it in the calculator. In the calculator, it's going to be, this one is going to be 512. This one is going to be 1,024, and so on, up to 65,536. This is 2 to the power of 16. Okay, you come here, 2 to the power of 16 is going to be this one. And you write the same thing here, 2 to the power of 2 is 2, and then it's 4, 8, 2 to the power of 3. It's, you write the same thing here, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, and then it's going to be increased 1,024, and it's going to be 2,048, and so on, and the last one is going to be 65, 536. It's going to be, this is the number of hosts, and this is going to be number of subnet. Now you write the binary. You write the binary. You can fill these 2024 and then 4048 and so on. Okay, and then you can write the rest of it, because every time multiply by 2, and then the binary number is going to be 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32 to the power of 6. 64, 128. Okay, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. And then and then it continues. It continues like this because binary. It starts from 1, 2, 4, 8, 32, 64, 128. See, what we write this. I wrote this table because I want to explain to you that if somebody wants, if there is a network address 150, 10, 12, this is the network address 255 is subnet mask 00. See, the number of the hosts is going to be increasing now. Is equal to the number of network. So what I was trying to say, if a company has a lot of employee in each network, in each subnet, they want to have, for example, here. Yeah, and this is 2048, 4000, and so on. So it will say that you want to have 10,000. 10,024, 1,024 host. This is the host, and this is subnet, and 64 subnet means you are going to start to write down 150, 10, 0. There, every time you add 1,024, and then there's 64 subnet. So this is you can have more subnets, so more hosts. If you is a big company and has a lot of computers and all devices, then you got to use class B. This is class B, class B. And then what you do, you draw the line between those. You say that 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 5 bits needed, and then the rest of 0. Okay? The rest of 0. And then from here, you can write the subnet for this one. The subnet, this is subnet mask. Okay, subnet mask custom is going to be 255, and then you add these together. It's going to be 128, 48, 192, 224, 240, right? The new subnet is going to be 240. So you got to use class B to. Sometimes if you need more and more hosts and less subnet mask, you can use class A and